Next door to John Howard's old seat of Bennelong is Trent Zimmerman's former electorate, North Sydney, now coloured teal. Zimmerman thinks the times, they are a-changing.
One of the major propositions of a political party is that in a parliamentary system of government, it offers stability. One of the reasons that I think that the primary votes of both parties has declined to record low levels in recent years is because the Rudd years and then the challenges that we faced internally ourselves undermine completely that central value proposition that a party brings, that it can offer the type of stability which means that we don't end up as an Italian parliament. But the other factor at play is that I think that the attitude of Australians has shifted. Australians believe that they hire the Prime Minister of the day and should be able to fire them.
So far this century, we've had more changes of leader than the Italians have.
Well, I'll never forget shortly after Scott Morrison became Prime Minister, visiting the Holocaust Memorial in Jerusalem, Yad Vashem, and we had a 70-year-old Israeli guide. He said, how's your Prime Minister going? And he said, oh, he's only been there for 3 weeks. And this guide sitting in the middle of Israel's response was, well, isn't that a long time for an Australian Prime Minister?
There is something unique about our nation and about being Australian. And I commit myself and my future government to the service of all of the Australian people. Thank you.
As Liberal leader, Howard pulled together a broad party made up of two key factions, the wets and the dries, or the moderates and the conservatives.
Is the party too factionalised?
Factions, in my experience, the Liberal Party have become preferment cooperatives.
And that alienates the broader membership. You've written about how people in their local...
It alienates me. I mean, I'm a classic Liberal on a lot of things, but I'm also very conservative on other things. And what's wrong with that?
And you've written about how people who join local branches then see factions imposed...
Well, you have. I get these stories, and I'm sure they're true because I get them a lot of branches debating whether they're going to let somebody join. I mean, years and years ago when I was, cutting my teeth on Liberal Party activity, the mantra was to go out and recruit people. And the idea of running a tape measure over their ideology before you allowed them in is ridiculous.
The Liberals have been out of favour across the country before, like when Kevin Rudd was Prime Minister. The coalition came back from that, so how to do it again?
Are you optimistic about the Liberal Party?
I'm very optimistic about the Liberal Party. We've got some work to do, particularly in terms of our divisions. We've got to get them into order. And then we've got to make sure that we fight on issues which aren't Labor light issues, but issues which are strong Liberal issues. And when you do, we can win. And I think we're seeing that actually with the Voice campaign at the moment.
Oh, don't start me on that.